You're watching Cable 2.
Good evening and welcome to the April 26, 2022 Winston-Salem Forsyth County Board of Education meeting. I am Deanna Kaplan, I'm the board chair, and I appreciate your attendance and also say good evening to our viewers on Cable 2. Will you please rise as we start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by our invocation given by Vice Chair Lyda Calvert-Hayes.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the time we have tonight to support our board, our teachers, and our children. When we are together, let us praise your name for all you do for each of us. Keep our children safe, keep our teachers safe, and let us all work together in a positive manner. Amen.
Amen. Our first order of business tonight is the agenda review. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Our next order of business is our special recognitions. First, we have the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards presented by Penny Freeland.
Good evening, Superintendent McManus, Madam Chairman, members of the Board of Education, and all of our honored guests. It is our great privilege this evening to share with you the 2022 Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Scholastic Gold and Silver Key Award winners. Just a few facts about Scholastics that I want to share with you. There are 26 counties in our Mid-Carolina region, and there were 2,000 entries this year of student artwork that was judged. From that, our school district was awarded 79 awards with regional gold keys, silver keys, and honorable mentions. With 27 silver keys, that makes up 16% of the silver keys that were awarded in that 26 county region. We have 14 gold keys, making up 12% of the awards in this 26 county region. Both of those numbers I share because that's awesome, and I want you to know that. We will begin by honoring our Gold Key awardees. And I'm going to go ahead and say that we did ask students to sign in. So as I go through these, you'll see schools and names of students. I will stop and recognize those that are present. We do have them listed on the agenda, and it's a wonderful thing. There are 41 of them. Yes. From West Forsyth High School, her teacher is Nathan Newsom, Anna Ball. From West Forsyth High School, her teacher is Nathan Newsom, Tinley Douglas. And I might go ahead and say that Tinley has 2 more awards too this evening, just so you know. West Forsyth High School, her teacher is Nathan Newsom, Blair Newsom. Yes, wow, I heard that. Well, Phoenix is here. Yay! Hello, Phoenix. West Forsyth High School teacher Nathan Newsom. Phoenix Bang, come on down. And congratulations to all of our Gold Key winners. And we'll go ahead and begin recognizing our Silver Key awardees. From Reagan High School, her teacher is Jennifer Willard, Natalie Jester. West Forsyth High School, teacher Nathan Newsom, Miss Anna Ball. West Forsyth High School, her teacher is Elizabeth Betson, Chloe Kellalung. West Forsyth High School, her teacher is Elizabeth Betson, Tinley Douglas. Oh, West Forsyth High School, teacher Nathan Newsom, Tinley Douglas. Congratulations, Tinley. West Forsyth High School, teacher Nathan Newsom, Zuri Sweat. Congratulations to our Regional Scholastics Gold and Silver Key winners. You want to have Andrew have them turn around and shake hands. Let's start here. Good job, ladies.
Thank you. Congratulations. Awesome. Boy, y'all are such talented.
Thank you so much.
She's contestant number 3 for Queen Juneteenth. Yeah, she's contestant number 3. Yeah, oh yeah, they want another one.
We have some really, really talented students. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Next, Stephanie Williams and Brad Oliver will present the 2022 Governor's School selectees.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, and Superintendent McManus. My name is Stephanie Williamson. I'm the lead AIG teacher for middle and high school, and one aspect of my position is that I have the honor of being the Governor's School coordinator for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. The Governor's School of North Carolina is a 4-week summer residential program for gifted and talented high school students that integrates academic disciplines, the arts, and other unique courses. The program is held from mid-June through late July on 2 campuses. Governor's School West will be held at Winston-Salem State University in Winston-Salem, and Governor's School East will be held at Meredith College in Raleigh, with each campus hosting between 360 to 370 students from across the state of North Carolina. The curriculum focuses on the exploration of the most recent ideas and concepts in each discipline, and it does not involve credit, tests, or grades. Students are selected to attend through a very competitive process after being nominated in many different discipline areas. Over 90 Winston-Salem Forsyth County School students were nominated at their school level, with over 60 of those being nominated from the district level. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools had 38 students selected this year by North Carolina Governor's School to attend this prestigious program. We are proud of these students for their hard work and perseverance inside and outside of the classroom, and we are honored to have them representing our school district at this year's North Carolina Governor's School. I've been so fortunate to work with this group of students. It's just an amazing group of students. Their counselors have worked really hard. The amount of time and effort that these folks have put into this entire process on top of everything else that they do in the classroom and outside the classroom is nothing less than extraordinary. We have many of our selected students here tonight, and so I'm going to recognize those folks first, and Mr. Oliver is going to hand them their certificate, and then once those folks are out here, I'm going to also name the other students that were not able to be here tonight. So our first student from Glenn High School, Ludwig Ariaza. Representing us from Reagan High School, Jack Blankenbaker. From West Forsyth High School, Lydia Darris. From Reagan High School, Hudson Hollingsworth. From Glenn High School, Jaden Jefferson. From Reagan High School, Bridget Marshall. From West Forsyth, Graham Marvell. Also from West Forsyth, Ella Morgan. From Parkland, Afial Watobi Anasanya. From Paisley, Thomas Perez. From West Forsyth, Gwendolyn Petty. From Atkins, Alexandra Shin. From Reynolds, Addison Truzzi. From West Forsyth, Benjamin Valier. And from Mount Tabor, Scott Young. And the other students that were unable to attend tonight, Michaela Beard, Joshua Bell, Stanton Brown, Laurel Chiesa, Maya Dishman, Isabella Ferrario, Mary Foster, Jackson Fulp, Anthony Gooden, Brooke Hawkins, Catherine Hedinger, Ramin Yanua, Talon Keeler, Catherine Kim, Emily Lynn, Mason Newman, Caden Palmer, Jacob Phillips, Isabel Prado, Marilyn Reed, Alexandra Rome, Cooper Sizemore, and Eliza Tucker. Thank you.
Congratulations, gosh, so great. Next, we have our board spotlight.
April is a busy month. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is proud to recognize and celebrate National Assistant Principals Week. Thank you for your leadership and the important work you do every day in our schools. School Library Month is also celebrated in April. WSFCS is grateful to all of our media coordinators and media assistants for bringing literacy to life for our students. WSFCS would also like to recognize Autism Awareness Month. Thank you to all of our teachers and staff members that led our efforts to spread awareness, promote acceptance, and ignite change. In April, WSFCS is also proud to recognize and celebrate Administrative Professionals Day. That's on April 27th. We would like to thank all administrative professionals for the support, organization, and all the work you do to make sure our district operates efficiently and effectively every day. National Volunteer Week is also this month. WSFCS is grateful to the more than 9,000 volunteers who've committed their time and knowledge in a variety of ways to support our students and our schools. Your support ensures WSFCS is the best it can be. The North Carolina Superintendents Association and the North Carolina Alliance for School Leadership Development have announced the selection of Dr. Lionel Cato, our Chief Officer for Learning Supports, as a recipient of the 2022 Dr. Samuel Houston Leadership Award. The annual award is presented to a graduate of the NCSSA's Aspiring Superintendent Program, a program that's designed to empower transformational leaders for North Carolina's public schools. We'd like to congratulate Dr. Cato on this wonderful honor. WSFCS is celebrating our child nutrition team this month. Child nutrition staff members from across our district were invited to the Benton Convention Center. They received red carpet appreciation for the work they do in our schools. An array of prizes were given out and a catered meal was provided. It meant a lot to the people that provide meals for our students every day. It's not often someone turns the tables and cooks for them.
Everybody just feels laid back and appreciated and excited just to be doing something different. You know, it's hard work in the kitchens, and so to have a day where they can just come and relax and have fun.
We say thank you to everyone in the child nutrition team for your role in fueling our students' growing minds. Excellence is your main ingredient, and you are an important part of our educational team. WSFCS also took time in April to recognize the folks that make our district shine. Literally, our school custodians were honored for their tireless efforts and hard work at a special event held at North Forsyth High School. PDQ provided lunch, prizes were given out, and everyone received a ball cap in recognition and appreciation for their efforts in our district.
We're trying to get these buildings ready for students and staff each year, trying to keep the buildings clean. This is a very hard job. And for everyone to have this event for us, we feel very appreciated.
Our school custodians even let loose a little bit with Superintendent McManus dancing their way around the lunchroom.
We owe so much appreciation to our custodial staff, our child nutrition workers, and so I hope they appreciated it. There were lots of smiles and laughter in the room today as we did the conga line throughout the room, as we gave out lunch, as we did some door prizes, so I hope they do see how much we value them.
Thank you to all of our custodians for everything you do. If you'd like to see more on how our district celebrated the child nutrition and custodial staffs, go to our website and check out Assignment Schools.
Hi, I'm David Delayed, K-12 Science Program Director, and I'm here to bring you the winners of the State of North Carolina Science and Engineering Fair. In the elementary division, we have two students who were the recipients of the Exemplary Project Award, and they are Blair Wallace with the project Effect of Masking on Heart Rate During Exercise, and Blair attends Vienna Elementary. The second recipient in the Exemplary Project Award category was Derringer Maurer with his project titled Arrangement of Baffles to Reduce Sand Erosion. Derringer is at Morgan Elementary. In our Junior Division category awards, in the Junior Earth and Environmental Science, first place went to Ariman Shuka with his project Repurposed Harmful Algal Blooms, HAB, Leaf March Pellets. Ariman attends Haynes Magnet Middle School. In Junior Engineering, second place was awarded to Ratchet Chandrakul with the project Magnetic Nanofluid, a Solution for Ocean Pollution. Ratchet attends Paisley IB Magnet School. Ratchet was also the recipient of 2 special awards given out by the state of North Carolina. The first award was from the Office of Naval Research Naval Science Award, and the second one was the North Carolina Water One Award, where he placed as a first place winner. In the Junior Technology Division, first place went to Wyatt Booth for his project Keeping Babies Safe is Cool, and Wyatt attends Haynes Magnet Middle School. For the Junior Grand Prize and a nomination to the Broadcom Masters, which is a competition held annually in Washington, D.C., 2 of our middle school students were the recipients for nominations, and they were Ariman Shulka and Ratchet Chandrakul. Last but not least is our Senior Division Awards. Placing honorable mention was Emily Lynn for the decellularization of plant tissue to create a viable scaffold. Emily attends Atkins High School. Emily was also the award recipient from the Society for In Vitro Biology. We congratulate all the students who compete at the state level. You make Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools very proud.
I can't hear you. Cereal party! Cereal party!
It's a Friday afternoon, and the excitement can be heard throughout the halls at Moore Magnet Elementary School.
3, 2, 1.
Instructional facilitator Barry Hill came up with the idea to line up 1,005 cereal boxes in an effort to watch them all drop in true domino fashion. The cereal boxes were then donated to the Moore Community Food Pantry, a creative way to give back and learn something in the process.
We are getting ready to become a new STEAM magnet. We're adopting a new magnet theme for our school, and STEAM is all about igniting that creative and collaborative spark in the engineering design process, and we thought that this would be a great teachable moment for our students as we ignite the spark for STEAM.
You can see the entire story on this cereal box drop on our website under Assignment Schools. And that boxes up the April edition of the Board of Education Spotlight.
Gosh, that was great. Congratulations to everyone. That was just wonderful. At this time, we will hear public comments on the agenda items. The instructions were on the sheet as you signed up. Most important rule is to be kind and respectful. You have 3 minutes. We have one speaker tonight, Randy Norris.
Superintendent McManus and board members, my name is Randy Norris. I'm a counselor at Reagan High School. With the appointment of an ESSER Funds Advisory Council, I know that discussions will focus on funding to support academic and social emotional needs of students in response to COVID-related losses. Sorely needed are additional mental health services staff and/or support staff that would free up school professionals to effectively address students' emotional needs. A New York Times report yesterday outlined studies indicating that adolescent depressive episodes and suicide rates have increased 60% since 2007. My own experience as a counselor has mirrored such reports, as I've seen anxiety and depression within my own caseload skyrocket over the last several years, contributing to social and academic dysfunction. A return to school since shutdown has revealed a heightening of this trend in our students, and there are shortages of and wait lists for therapeutic services in the community. Many of our transgender students cannot concentrate on school. Several of my socially anxious students are hiding out in bathrooms instead of going to class, and I've encountered self-harm in the form of cutting among a growing number of teens. These needs require proactive intervention and follow-up, but a huge majority of our daily tasks are reactive, as we manage crises, field phone calls and emails and office visits, and complete required paperwork. Significant time is spent on academic guidance, record keeping, supervisory duties, meeting coordination, and responding to parent and staff inquiries. We, as well as teachers, either need the help of more therapeutic and academic professionals to share the load of performing meaningful and proactive interventions for students, or more staff to help with clerical and managerial tasks that would free us to perform those more proactive functions. We don't need new people in newly conceived positions doing new and novel things. We just need more people to share the existing work demands so that we can better do the things we already know how to do in a more effective manner and in a more substantive manner than the whack-a-mole approach we are forced into. I thank the school board and the ESSER advisory board for considering the SEL needs of our students as you look at providing staffing to address the increases in our students' mental health challenges and to ensure that thoughtful interventions can be formulated and sustained.
Thank you. Our next order of business is the superintendent's update.
Thank you. Before I get into my update, and I know we saw him, but we also had Dr. Cato in the audience. I know we clapped, and I'm sure that's because you saw him sitting there, but Dr. Cato, congratulations on your award. Do you want to stand to be recognized? Thanks. Thank you. And I am going to share a few highlights as well. So there are so many things happening around our district right now that are so exciting for our students. You saw some of those, like the example at Moore. You're going to see a few more in my update today, just because there's so much to be excited about that's happening in our schools. So first of all, this was last week's Special Olympics. I'm not sure if anybody had a chance to go. But if you've never been to Special Olympics, everybody should experience it. The kids, I spoke to them at the beginning, and I told them they are all true champions, and I believe that. So that was a great deal of fun, and so congratulations to all our Special Olympians. Mount Tabor this past Saturday, and I should have changed this picture. Please don't look at me in this picture, but this is, I'm joking, sorry. Nobody laughed. This is a Saturday morning walk to raise funds for our Ukrainian refugees. And what I loved about this is the gentleman in the front sitting in the one picture on the right is actually a student that graduated last year from Mount Tabor who has family in the Ukraine who is from there. And so to get to talk to him and hear his perspective about what's going on was pretty fascinating. So thank you to Mount Tabor staff for that. Downtown School celebrated 30 years Friday night. I know that a lot of folks were there, and it was a great celebration of just parents, kids, everyone coming together to celebrate what they love about a downtown school. So congratulations on 30 years. This was last night, actually, and this is one of our Reynolds students, Abigail McCarthy, and I'm not sure if everyone knows, but Congresswoman Manning actually does an art competition. It's called a Congressional Art Competition, and Abigail was our winner. So this was last night. She won. She actually won, and then the second and third place were from Guilford, but the winner was our own student, Abigail McCarthy. This today, and thank you. I know Board Member Jones and Board Member Parker had a chance to come today to see the Career and Military Signing Day. This was a first ever, and I know a lot of folks are used to athletic signing days, which are so exciting. Well, this was truly exciting to see students that have already signed on to go into the military, and students that have signed on that have been doing apprenticeships and other and have been part of our CTE programs that are already signed on to the workforce after they graduated. So it's unbelievable. Every student came up. I got to sign, they got to sign, and either the military representative that was there or the person from the company they're signing with was there. So thank you to Nancy Martinez and the team and our CTE team and everybody that had a chance to be there today. Very exciting. We'd love to see more of this in the future. Also, this is a new award we just found out about, and I wanted to add it in here. You'll hear more about it at another time too, probably in our spotlight potentially. But our Louisville Middle School was actually selected by Learning by Design as an outstanding project for 2022. So that is very exciting. It's featured in Learning by Design, and I don't know, Daryl, that's a magazine it highlights school design projects that are innovative, and that and so Louisville was awarded. Also, Friday night, this is great that some members of senior team got to get out and have a little fun at the FAPA bowling tournament, and this was to raise money. This is FAPA, if anyone doesn't know, is our assistant principal organization. They put on this tournament every year to raise money for scholarships, student scholarships for college. So very exciting night. I'm still waiting to find out who won. Waiting on that. Enrollment, not that matters, it was good fun. Enrollment extended to May 7th. So summer programming, just so that everybody knows, and I'm hoping everyone hears this, we've got all of these programs happening this summer. We are right now at 1,500 students enrolled. We would love to have way more than that. So this is a public outreach, and we'll continue to do messages. We have room for a lot more. Mrs. Grant, how many students could we take if we all? Every student who wants to come. I love that answer. Thank you, Mrs. Grant. Every student that wants to come. So if parents, look at these opportunities. We've extended the deadline to May 7th. Why so early? That is so that we can arrange for transportation, and we need to be ready to hit the ground running this summer. So please spread the word, and we'll continue to get messages out to our families. And last but not least, we have our first year teacher celebration. That is this Thursday evening, celebrating our first year teachers. Teaching is a complex profession. It's not easy. These folks have made it through year number 1. So we've got to encourage them to keep going. So anyway, thank you all very much.
Thank you. Our next order of business is discussion items. Kevin Sherrill, Assistant Superintendent of Information and Technology, will present the Robotics and Coding RFP Award and Purchase.
Thank you. Good evening, Chair Kaplan and board members and Ms. McManus. I guess I should have worn my bowling t-shirt. When I saw it again, I had some flashbacks that I've tried to suppress. So I'm sure you're glad I spared you from that t-shirt. Let me see. No one pulls up my slides, so let me find the slides here. Kidding. Joking.
Chair Kaplan, can I say something really quick while Kevin's getting?
Sure.
Also this week, I think Moore School celebrates their 70th anniversary, and that is Thursday night. I think it's 5:30 to 7. It's just like open house, and it's not a big deal, but I mean, that's pretty. I just thought I'd throw that one out there too. So thank you.
Thanks for saying that.
A couple weeks ago, you probably remember that Marty Creech and Sarah Ryan on our technology staff came before you to talk about our coding and robotics program that we're working hard to structure, build, and implement over the next couple years. And I want to come back to you tonight looking for your approval on the funding that I'm going to share with you, and then share a few things about how we're going to implement over the next several years. We did an RFP, and that's what we shared with the curriculum committee a couple weeks ago, that we were doing that, and we have landed on 3 products. One of which is called Robo Wonderkin, which is for our K2 kids, and then 2 Lego products for our 3-5 and our 6-8 kids. So this program is for our K through 8 across the whole district. Robotics and coding is in the CTE programs in the high school, so we're building and this is kind of scaffolding up towards our CTE programs as our kids go into the secondary level at high school. We want to launch this in 2 ways, one of which is through summer programs for our 3-5 and our 6-8 this summer. And you see the cost there, and this cost is built into the summer school budget already to do this. So we want to launch it through summer school, but then going into the fall in 2022 and into 2023, we're going to build this through our technology bond referendum as part of our Makerspace initiative. When we budgeted the Makerspace initiative back in 2016, we knew that we would be adding components to that over the 8 years of the bond life cycle because technology changes. So we're growing those Makerspace initiatives in each of those schools that are housed in the media center, then grow out from there into the school building. So we feel like this program fits well into that, and we're going to drive it through those technology bond dollars that we have allocated. So what does it look like summer 2022? We're not going to have a K-2 program for the summer programs, but we are looking at having our 3-5 and our 6-8, and there's the cost that we need to support our summer program, which that just builds right into what we're doing in the fall. It's just kind of a kickstart to launch this with the students that are taking summer programs. And then as we get into the 22 school year, here's just some of the cost of what it's looking like to finish that out, and I'll talk to you about ratios of what we're buying in just a moment. But we also have some additional opportunities with the state. There is a competitive grant out there for after-school robotics clubs that we've applied for. There's $1.6 million available across the state, and we hope that we get a good chunk of that. So we've got our application in, and that will help expand this into after-school programs as well and help us with our funding. And there's also a grant that will allow us to have some funding to put around training our media coordinators and our instructional technologists in the schools to help support this. And we've applied for both of those, and I think, Marty, we hear from those in a couple months probably, right? In June, okay. So as we did the math, the way we want to do this is we want to purchase at a 6 student to 1 robotic kit ratio. These things come in kits. We've got a sample of each one under the table over there. With time constraints and logistics, it's kind of hard to bring those out and show them to you, but we have them if you want to see them after the meeting. We want to purchase at a 6 to 1, which will give us enough kits for a full grade level to use them at a 1 to 2 ratio. So 2 students for every robotics kit if we purchase at a 6 to 1 for the whole school. So I hope that makes sense to you guys, because we like the idea for a whole 3rd grade to be able to go and use them at one time at a 1 to 2, or a whole 4th grade. And purchasing at a 6 to 1 for the entire student ADM will allow us to do that. We didn't feel the need that we needed to go 1 to 1. Of course, the cost would be double from what I'm showing you right now, and maybe even triple. But we think kids working together, all of this promotes teamwork and collaboration, and that's what we want to do. So implementation, I've added a couple slides here based on some feedback from a few teachers that emailed us over this week. I think y'all were included in some of that. So obviously this is a strong partnership with Nicolette and her team with instructional services. So we're going to build a team to work. How do we build and administer this type of program in the content areas? Back in 2020, my last bullet there, I'm jumping around a little bit, the state is requiring us to teach K-12 computer science standards embedded into the content area standards. So it's not like a separate thing. And so we're a little bit behind on that, and we think, with COVID and recovering from that, I think it's time for us to get focused, and we feel like this robotics and coding program will give us an excellent opportunity to partner with instructional services, train those folks, develop lesson plans where appropriate, embed these tools and these lessons into the unit plan organizers for each grade level, and working closely with Nicolette's team, I think will be successful to align this quite well. And the timeline for 3, 5, and 6, 8, like I mentioned before, summer and a fall implementation, a summer program implementation, and then a larger implementation in the fall of 22. So we'll be training our summer school staff. We're going to be working with our instructional technology facilitators, our media coordinators, and our instructional services staff in the fall. And really, we know this is going to take some time. This is a lot, right? And teachers are overwhelmed already. We get that. But I think that the energy this is going to bring to learning and how kids are going to, we've done some pilots. We've had these out there. I know I'm jumping around, but the engagement level of kids when you get into this and they start building, they start working together and programming, you cannot ignore the engagement level and the energy that it brings to the learning process. So we're very excited, but we know it's going to take some time. So throughout the fall of next year, we want our media coordinators, our instructional technology facilitators, just to get familiar with what they've been trained on, get familiar with the products, learn how to use them, and just start working with students casually. It's not part of their content. It's not a class they're going to go to, but as they come to the media center and things like that, work on the procedural understandings and how this will work, and that's with the goal by the end of June of 23 for all students to have at least 2 experiences with the robotics and coding program delivered from our ITFs and our media coordinators. So that's kind of a soft start, and just kind of grow into this, because this is a long-term commitment. And then for K2, we're going to purchase the products in the fall of 22. Again, letting our media coordinators and ITFs get trained, begin that procedural understanding with students, and then in the spring of 23, start implementation at whatever level we feel appropriate with those younger children in K2. And so why are we doing this, right? Other than the things I've said about being really cool for kids and really engaging and aligning, building teamwork and collaboration skills and computational thinking, The K-12 computer science standards, that is a requirement for us to teach those, and there you see them there on the right of your screen. So embedding that into our content area, into what we're doing with this program is going to meet those needs. And we try our best to follow the ISTE standards. If you're not familiar with ISTE, I know Chair Woodbury is, but the International Society for Technology and Education has a complete set of standards out there for students around digital competencies, and we feel like this program helps us really follow those national guidelines and have our kids on the right track to be digital citizens in this age that we're living in. So that's what I have for you tonight. If there's any questions, so we're looking for your approval tonight to move forward with the purchase, so we can get summer school launched, and then we'll move forward as we get into the fall with the larger purchase through the bond technology.
Board Member Crowley?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. How about, can you speak to the input from teachers and these instructional technology facilitators into picking these products, or
I may
even
need to
picking
recognize Sarah and Marty, but we had a Marty come up here because I know we put a team together that looked at all this, and we did some pilots out in the schools with some students. And Marty, why don't you just walk to the center podium
mine
there
comes more from a concern of past things have been picked by central office as a one-size-fits-all for every school that have not been used or not well received. And I'd rather have teachers asking us for this than us pushing it on teachers.
For the K through 2, we had 6 samples, and we took them to Moore and Old Richmond and Rural Hall, and they utilized them, and I went to watch the kids gravitate toward that product or whatnot and seeing that product being used. The Lego is being used in our middle school already for the after-school program, so that is already utilized. A lot of the Title I carryover dollars were asked. They were requesting Lego kits. The schools were requesting these Spike and Essentials and Prime kits and all already for those products and all. So that's what, and just being able to utilize them. And then in our selection committee, we had, it was Kevin, myself, Personalized Learning, Sarah, and then Sandy Holt was really, she's an ITF at Northwest that is doing a lot of this type thing and has tried some of these out. So we shared and experienced as much as we can with these products with the teachers, and there's no way to try every single product out that was done. We didn't have the products to do, but the Lego Prime and Essentials and Spike kits were the ones that everybody's purchasing now and wanting.
And I think summer school will give us an opportunity to start slow and kind of reassess that too, and then see how the teachers feel about what summer school looked like and how engaging that was, and how I really feel like I don't want teachers to see this as like something else that they've got to figure out and go out and teach. I want it to be embedded in the content areas and be something that brings science to life a different way, or brings math to life a different way by doing coding and things like that. So that's why I want us to go slow and make sure teachers are comfortable in learning it and using it, so it's not one more thing that they feel like they got.
And looking at the number, you know, if an elementary school has 600 students and now we have 100 of these units, where are they going to live? Who's responsible? I'm assuming the instructional technology facilitators who would be the point person responsible, but how are we, where are we putting them?
They're stackable. They're, like I say, they're over there on the floor, but they're about a 2x2, like a carry case, like hard Rubbermaid type set. So we will have to work with each school to find a storage spot for those and how they'll be distributed and used. There they are. That's all 3 right there. That's how much space. So the bottom one is the orange one. That is the elementary Wonderkin kit. So it's not large, but you get a couple hundred. Yes, also we got to stack them and find some space. So.
Wait, so one kit is one of those containers?
One kit is one container right there. So 2 students will use that container.
So picture like 100 of those at an elementary school, or more than 100 at the larger elementary schools.
Yes, ma'am. So we'll need to work with each principal to find adequate storage for those.
Board Member Parker.
Part of my question, I think, so I guess I'm trying to figure out the process. So the media coordinators and the ITFs will be the knowledge-based folks with these, right? But like, let's say I'm a classroom teacher and I want to use them. Will it be will the media coordinator, I mean, I'm trying to figure out, will the teachers be able to use them on their own? Is it something that they can do themselves, or will it be a time they've got to schedule with a media coordinator or an ITF? Or I'm just trying to figure out from my classroom teacher brain how I would make how that's going to happen in the school.
D, all of the above. No, we really hope that the demand is there, and we're like, oh, we want these next week, we want these next week. But what we're really going to try to do is work with instructional services first and find those standards that might be less engaging, typically, or that we are scoring lower on integrate tests. Build in like small engaging activities to integrate that in, just to kind of slide that in with teachers and have the instructional technologists and media coordinator co-teaching, modeling, or teaching the class for the teacher the first year or so. And then after that, and we've bought enough for all of third grade to have it at the same time, so they're not building one day and having to tear down to take it to the next class, and then by the time they get back to it, they're having to rebuild again, which would take up a lot of time. So hopefully, in my desire is the answer is D in 3 years, that they're asking for them so much, and they're like, oh, we want to use these this day, and this grade level is using it at this point. So that's our desire.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Was there a mention about how it's being funded? Is it a grant?
Yes, ma'am. The funding for the summer school program is coming from ESSER as part of the accelerated summer programs, and all the rest of it's going to be funded from our technology bond referendum as part of the makerspace line item that was passed in 2016. When I budgeted that, I set aside enough money because we knew we were going to grow different products over the 8 years of the bond, because technology changes. So we've been adding products to our makerspace area. So this fits nicely right into that STEM curriculum. So we're going to grow it through the technology bond.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Next will be the COVID update and mask recommendation. Frederica Stokes, our Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, will present.
Good evening, board members and Superintendent McManus. Today I'm here to give you an update on COVID. As we look at Forsyth County, our positive cases, we remain in the low category. And so 303 for the entire county from April 1st to April 15th. And as we move to our district and our students and staff, we only reported 35 cases from April 1st to April 15th. So our numbers are low, and we are so happy about that. And these are all the reported cases to us. As we look at just the requirements, just really want to quickly remind everyone that we do still follow the toolkit. We do only exclude if a student or staff member is a confirmed case, positive case. Those students and staff, they can return within 5 days of isolation and wear their mask for the 5 additional days unless they have a mask exemption. And then students and staff who have COVID symptoms are excluded, and they can return if they meet the criteria, take a test, and testing is still going well in the schools. We are continuing to recommend mask optional at this point, and we're voluntary masking in coordination with our local authorities. Just to remind everyone that the county rate is low, and so we do recommend that we continue mask optional for all of our schools and our facilities. Are there any questions tonight?
Okay, thank you
If
so
not,
much.
Thank you.
So the next order of business is the action items. First, consider approval of robotics and coding RFP award and purchase. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? That's unanimous. Next, consider approval of mask recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Next, consider approval of the offer for sale of Rural Hall property off Long Shadow Street near 1551 Shore Road. Do I have a motion? The what? I'm sorry? Oh,
Let's see.
how did I miss that? Excuse me.
It's easy, there's one second.
I sure did. Excuse me. Coming back to my thing real quickly. Gosh, sorry about that. Proposed bylaw for the ESSER Advisory Council and appointments. Do I have a motion?
Move approval.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor? That's unanimous. Next, consider approval of the offer for the sale of the Rural Hall property off Long Shadow Street near 1551 Shore Road. Do I have a motion?
Move approval.
Second? Any discussion?
Daryl, where's this money going? Money from the sale going?
The funds from the sale proceeds are going to go back into the maintenance upfit that we're going to be moving to the county building.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Anything else? Okay.
I can, a second.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Next, consider Greenway Trail request from Carver High School.
Move to approve.
Motion. Okay,
Second.
second? Any
Second.
discussion? All in favor? That's unanimous. Next, we have 4 items on the consent agenda. First, consider approval of the general personnel report. Second, consider approval of the budget amendment number 2 and transfer 2. Next, consider approval of the March 8th, 2022 Board of Education meeting. And next, consider approval of the March 22nd, 2022 Board of Education meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve all 4 items? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? That's unanimous. Next, our announcements. On May 3rd, 2022 at 9 a.m. will be our board and staff workshop, and on May 10th, 2022 will be our next regular meeting with the Board of Education. And before we begin the section of our meeting in which anyone can comment on anything, let me say to our Cable 2 viewers, thank you for watching. This will conclude our broadcast.
Thank you for joining us on your school channel, Cable 2.
With the pop names in the head.